Hello, welcome to Yoga Rach. I'm Rach. Thank you so much for joining me. Also, huge thank you for having me to reach 200 subscribers. It really means a lot to me. If you haven't already, do subscribe. It's completely free. It just helps to unlock a few different features. And it's really, really awesome for showing that support that you're here with me week in, week out on my YouTube channel and working on your yoga practice. And I will pop a link in at the end as well. So well done if you've been going through our zodiac practice. We actually started this all the way back again at the beginning of the year in Capricorn. We've moved through Aquarius and Pisces. We've previously been working with Aries, so we've gone through all the different elements, earth, air, water and fire, and now we're starting our Taurus sequence. So Taurus is all about the earth. It's new moon, so happy new moon on Saturday, so May the 4th. Silly comments for Star Wars are very welcome in the comments below. So Saturday the 4th of May we move into our new moon in Taurus. At the time of the new moon the sun is also in the same zodiac sign, so we've got the sun and the moon in Taurus, and this is why I've chosen to start the sequences there rather than when the sun moves into it, so we have that equal balance. If we were to look at some of the origins from our Hatha yoga practice, Ha and Tha are broken up into sun and moon. There's lots of debates on this and you're more than welcome to put them in the comments below, but that's where it originally started for me in my practice, and it's nice to bring those two together. So though I don't traditionally teach what we call a traditional Hatha practice where I bring more of the flow or the vinyasa in, it's trying to find that balance between the sun and the moon, the light and the dark, the male and the female, the yin and the yang, and that's where it really comes into. And we're starting to find that a bit more as we move into our new sequence of Taurus. So Taurus is our earth mother, that mother earth, mother nature. It's very grounding, very nurturing. But unlike our Aries mudra, so if you have had a go with that one, you would have known we worked with the mudra and the mantra. The mudra being our Shiva Linga, so again very masculine, but the mantra was I am, and then we move through the I am, that ego, and then we move into Taurus, and Taurus being the second sign of the zodiac, and one of the funniest ways I heard Taurus being described was Taurus is the toddler. If you've ever had a toddler, if you've ever had children or been around toddlers, you know that they want everything. They're also very good at saying no, but they want everything. And Taurus's mantra is I have, I possess. So it's very indulgent. If you think about someone in their home, they have a very, it can be very simple, but there's a very lovely chic or grand element to it. They're very at home, everything has its place. They're very simple in a down-to-earth, matter-of-fact way, but they do love to indulge. So if we're out of balance in our Taurian nature, that's when other issues come in. So alcoholism can be something, or drug overuse, or if we like to eat too much chocolate. I know that one is a big one for me. If you start eating the chocolate to finish the whole pack, it can be over shopping, overspending. So it's looking at this from that stability point of view. If we were to look at the tarot cards, this is all about the pentacles, so it's that money essence coming in, I have, and again keeping that positive spin on it. So you might be starting your practice today thinking I have and whatever you're connecting into, can you put that positive spin on it? So rather than say focusing on I have a lot of credit card debt, you can I have a plan to pay that off. So you create that positive spin rather than sitting in that sort of negative mindset, and that's where we're coming in with our Aries nature, with that I am. So I'm making the plan, I'm doing this, it's very sort of forceful, whereas we then move into the Taurus of I have, and it's that more softer feminine side where we start to bring the plan together. We've got that fire, that determination, that go, go, go. But we also need that grounding element to feel stable in our practice or in our life off the mat. So staying with the mudra and the mantra theme, so we know our mantra for Taurus is I have. And the mudra, I wanted to pick a particularly earthy, grounding one, and I've actually chosen the Apana Mudra. And if anyone's worked with the Vayus, which we'll be doing a little bit more later on this channel, once we've gone through the zodiac signs a bit more, but the Vayus are basically 5 channels of movement, and Apana is that downward movement. It's all about releasing and letting go, which sounds, you know, contradictory with our I have, but as I've already said, the Ha and Tha, the Hatha, the moon and the sun are in the same sign. We want to find that balance. So as well as we have the I have, we're also focusing on that Apana, releasing and letting go. In a very blunt way, Apana is that releasing of toxins in the body, so when we sweat or when we go to the toilet, but it's also that releasing what we no longer need or what's no longer serving us. So if you know that, as I've already mentioned, perhaps it's a credit card debt, and you know, we want to release and let that go, so it's I have a plan to pay that off and sort it out. It's finding that balance and tipping the scales in your favour. So the Apana Mudra, if you're not familiar with it, and you might start to realise why I've chosen this if you know a little bit about Taurus, and if you're a Taurian, pop me a comment in the comments below. You can do this with one hand or both hands. So you're going to hold your hand up, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring the middle finger and the ring finger together to touch the thumb. So I'm just going to come up to the camera so you can see this a bit clearer. So we're going to hold the hand up, and we're going to bring the middle finger and the ring finger in together to touch. And you leave the index finger and the little finger pointing up. So it looks a little bit like the horns of a bull, because Taurus is the sign of the bull. So if I turn it to the side, so it makes it look like you're making a bit of an OK sign, but rather than the index finger, it's the middle and the ring finger, because the ring finger actually is all about connecting to that earth element or quality for stabilization and releasing and letting go. So we can find our Apana Mudra, bringing the middle finger and the ring fingers together to touch, keeping the index finger and little finger active, and you might do this with both hands. And I invite you to hold the hands up around by the neck. So the neck is what is ruled over by Taurus. We've moved from the head into the neck, from our head to Aries practice down into the neck of our Taurus practice, and we're moving into our Apana Mudra. Try to make sure that the hands, the arms are relaxed, so don't lock the elbows or lock the shoulders, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, and you're welcome to invite some movement in to release the neck and the shoulders, closing the eyes and focusing on your I have. Taurus is all about endurance. We've started with finding a goal, perhaps in our I am mantra. For Aries, I am going to do this, and now it's I am turns to I have. I have a plan for X, Y, Z. What do you need? What do you want that you can turn into your I have for that endurance plan? If you enjoy the indulgent side of Taurus, what do you need to bring in so you can still have the I have without tipping the scales out of your favour? So pausing with your breath, you're in a comfortable seat, checking in with the neck, you don't want to hold any tension there. Middle finger and ring finger are touching the thumb, index finger, little finger pointing up. If it's comfortable, try to keep the hands around by the neck, the shoulders. And if nothing comes to mind, focus on inhale I, exhale have. Inhale I, exhale have. And continuing from there. And if you have any tension in the neck of the shoulders, you're more than welcome to move to lying on your back. When you're ready, releasing the arms, just giving the shoulders a little shrug. Hands might rest down into the lap or onto the thighs. Just inviting a little bit of movement into the neck. So as you exhale, taking one ear over towards the shoulder, just inviting that stretch through the other side of the neck, keeping the shoulder relaxed. As you inhale, lift your head back up. Exhale, releasing over to the other side. Inhale to lift. Exhale, gently releasing. Inhale to lift. Exhale, gently releasing. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, over to one side. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, lifting back up. The eyes are still closed, gently blinking the eyes open. If you're journaling, make a note of at least just those two words, I have. And then see what comes up over the next few weeks as we move through our earthy Taurus practice. If you want to find an element of that earthy nature before we start to go into the rest of the practices, do have a look in the playlist for the Capricorn practice, as that was our first earth practice. Our Taurian practice will be slightly different, but if you know you want to tap into a little bit more of those earthy grounding natures, I will put a link in the video at the end here, but I'll also put a link in for the Aries I Am Mudra and Mantra, so you can see where you've started from your I Am and how you're moving into that endurance and keeping that plan going with your I Have. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please do click the subscribe button. It really does help just to show your support. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Let me know what your I Have is down in the comments below. Enjoy the new moon on Saturday, and I shall see you next Thursday. Namaste.